Hi again, it's Tanya here. As promised, I've stepped in to talk to you about the essay in psychology. First of all, though, I do want to acknowledge the wealth of resources that are out there. You've got the assessment brief, which is a wonderful guide and should be used as the central point. You've also got the Collaborate recording, which is full of just a wealth of information from Glenn, as well as his slides. In addition, there are also some wonderful resources in the student portal. So I wanted to just remind you that those resources are there, but I also wanted to acknowledge that sometimes when we've got a lot of resources to draw on, it can be really overwhelming and it can be hard to know where to start. So I'm hoping that this quick little video complements what's already there and helps you really take hold of this task and make a start. Alrighty. As you know, the essay is due on Monday, the 29th of May at 5 p.m. As you would know, or I hope you would know, that I recognise that you guys are working really hard, you're juggling quite a lot, and if you need an extension, you should absolutely ask for one. I can authorise an extension for up to 48 hours from the original due date. It's just a matter of sending me an email, giving me a brief outline as to why you need the extension, and letting me know your group number, your name, the assignment it's for, so that I can help you and respond really quickly. For many of you, though, I know that it's the word count that can act as a real barrier, so I've highlighted it. For anyone, the prospect of writing 2,200 words can be daunting. After all, it feels like such a lot, but it doesn't need to be. So I'm going to talk about ways in which we might be able to break this down. Okay, let's get down to brass tacks. You have 2,200 words to write. I would start by allocating around about 300 words for the introduction and the conclusion. Your introduction might be slightly shorter and your conclusion slightly longer, or vice versa, but generally about 300 words is pretty much on the mark. Your introduction should set out what you're going to explore and also your main point of view. So the introduction really sets the context. The conclusion wraps things up and reinforces the key points made. So if you allocate, let me find my calculator, if you allocate 300 words for the introduction and the conclusion, it cuts into the amount of words that you need to worry about in the body of your text. So let's take away that 300 words. Let me try that again. It should be 1,900 words, but I want to do it on the calculator so you can see it. Okay, so that leaves you with 1,900 words for the body of your assignment. I know that still seems like a huge amount, so let's break it down even further. In the assignment guide, there is a suggestion that you focus in on some key areas, and there should be about 6 in total. So we've got 1, what is coping, 2, personality, 3, the connection between personality and coping and proactive coping, the importance of understanding why personality relates to coping, stresses university students are exposed to, and the practical applications. So you've got, let's have a look, we've got those 6 key areas to tackle. So this helps break things down even further. So let's divide our 1,900 words by 6. Alrighty, so that gives us around about 316 words per section. Again, I know that this is still feeling like a lot to write, but I'm going to talk a little bit more about how you can break this down even further. Okay, so your first main paragraph is what is coping, what is proactive coping, and how is it measured. I reckon that if you write about 100 words on each of these, the struggle will be not so much writing 100 words, but rather actually containing it within the 100 words. So how would I tackle this if this was an essay I was doing as a student? I would start by writing down these points on a piece of paper, and then I would write next to that all of the things I already know. I would then go back to the readings, I'd go back to my annotated bibliography, and I'd find supporting evidence or some information that relates back to each of these areas. I'd write that down as well. And then I'd start to form paragraphs based on the information that I had collected or I had summarised. Do take care though, because we don't want you to copy anything word from word. It's important to put everything in your own words. You may find that you have a wealth of information on some areas. You may find that there are gaps in other areas. That's okay. You'll be able to see what you've got, and then you'll be able to go out and do more research to fill in any gaps and help flesh out sections. Guys, I'm hopeful that this very short video has given you something concrete that you can go on with. As always, I really need you to call out if you have any questions. For the purposes of making sure that everyone gets the same information, I'd really like you to put any essay-related questions into the discussion board. At the moment, the response time is sort of between on the spot to about 7 hours. So there's not a huge amount of wait between the time you put your questions in and the times that I respond at present. Alrighty guys, I know you can absolutely nail this essay. Let's work together to make it happen.